Guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will look at check if one string swap can make strings equal problem, which is from Leetcode number 1790. Let's now read the problem statement. You are given two strings s1 and s2 of equal length. A string swap is an operation where you choose two indices in a string, not necessarily different, and swap the characters at these indices. Return true if it is possible to make both the strings equal by performing at most one string swap on exactly one of the string. Otherwise, you need to return false. Now, if you look at this first example, in this case we have bank and we have K, A and B. Now, in this particular case, you can actually swap this B and K, right? So it will become K, A and B, which is equal to the second string, right? And that is why in one swap, in at most one swap, right, you can do zero swap or one swap. So in at most one swap, we were able to convert S1 to S2, so we will be returning true. If you look at the second example, attack and defend, in this particular case, there is no way that you can actually make S1 equals to S2 by doing maximum one swap, and that is why we will be returning false, right? Now, if two strings are equal, let's say kelb and kelb, then we will be returning true because we can do zero swap and we can convert S1 to S2, right? So I think the problem statement is pretty straightforward. Now, in the constraint section, the size of both the string will be less than equals to 100. So you can even write an n square and cube algorithm, whatever, and this is going to be very less than 10 to the power 8 number of operations. S1 and S2 consist only of the lowercase English letters, and both the strings are exactly of the same length. Now, having known all the constraints, let's now try to understand the cases in the problem. So one of the cases which can occur is the given string S1 and S2 are exactly equal, and in that particular case we will always return true. So if you look at an example of game and game where string S1 and S2 are both the same, then we will do zero swaps and we can make S1 equals to S2. So whenever the two strings are equal, we need to return true. But the problem comes when string S1 is not equals to S2. Remember that in the constraint section it was mentioned both the strings will always be of the same length. So if they are not equal, then it will exactly take one swap to make S1 equals to S2 if it is possible to be made equal in maximum one swap, right? And this can only happen if there are exactly two mismatches. So let's take an example again. S1 is gamer and S2 is gamer, right? So they both have two different spellings. But if you look at it, S1 is not equals to S2, they are of equal length, but there are two mismatches. If you move from left to right and keep comparing all the corresponding characters, you will find that this second character and this fourth character are actually mismatching, right? So if there are two mismatches, then you can do a swap in order to bring them in correct order. So one swap can actually take care of two mismatches. And therefore, I am saying that if there are exactly two mismatches, then string S1 will be made equals to S2, right? Now let's look at the second example. In this case, I have GAEMR, which is string S1, and string S2 is AGMER. Now, if you look at it, the mismatches are the first character position, the second character position, third character position, and the fourth character position. Therefore, in one swap, you cannot make S1 equals to S2. So we will be returning false in this case, right? But are these mismatches good enough to solve our problem? The mismatch count is not enough to determine if S1 can be converted to S2. Because what we do by swapping, we are actually taking care of the arrangement of the items, okay? So if the items are wrongly arranged, like let's say if AB had to be matched but we had BA, so the corresponding characters are not matching. So by swapping, we are actually changing this arrangement and making it B, A so that their corresponding characters start matching. But what happens about the frequency? The swapping will not take care of frequency. Like if you were matching AB with CD, then AC and BD were not matching. So if you swap this A and B, then it will become B and A. And still this BC and AD will not match. They will only match if the characters were the same but wrongly arranged. But if they are completely different characters, then they will definitely not match, right? So we have to just identify the cases between arrangement and frequency. So in this particular case, if you look at this example and parse from left to right, this fourth character and the fifth characters, corresponding characters are not matching. So if you take the count of mismatch, it will be 2. And by the previous case, we will say that, okay, it is possible to convert S1 to S2. But actually it is not possible because E and A are not matching, R and S are not matching. So if you do the swap between this E and R, this will become R, and here you will have an E. So again this R and A will not match, and E and S will not match, right? And why is this happening? Because they are not the exactly same characters. Their arrangement is not the one we are solving. We are solving for frequency here, right? Frequency of items are different. The items are totally different. And that is why you do any number of swap, it will not be equal. So in general case, if you have X and Y and you were matching with some A and B, X and A and Y and B were not matching, then after doing this swap, what we are effectively doing is we are matching this X with B. Because after the swap this X will come here, and after the swap the Y will come here. So we are matching this Y with A, and they must definitely match. And if they matches, then only S1 can be converted to S2. So if you try to save all these mismatching characters, when you are moving from left to right, let's say you are saving it into an array of character. So when E and A were not matching, you saved it as E comma A. When R and S were not matching, then you saved it as R comma S. Then this swap can actually make S1 equals to S2 if E and S would have been the same character and R and A would have been the same character. E is the first character, that means the 0th index character. S is the third index character. So if the first and the third index character would have been same, and also you can see this second index character and the first index character. If this first and the second index character would have been same, then only the swap will actually make S1 equals to S2. So the condition should be, we will be storing the mismatch character in both the strings, and we will be checking that mismatch at 0 must be equals to mismatch at 3, and also mismatch at 1 must be equals to mismatch at 2. And if this condition holds true, along with the count of mismatches being only 2, then we can convert S1 to S2. If you look at the second example here, we have gamer and we have gamer. Now if you move from left to right, then you can count the number of mismatches. The first time when the mismatch happens is at index number 1. You can push this A comma E into the mismatch array, right? And then you have another mismatch at this index number 3, which is E comma A. So push this E comma A as well. And after this, there is no mismatch. Now in order for a swap to make S1 equals to S2, the 0th character and third character should be same. And yes, it is same. And this first and the second character should be same, and yes, they are same. And that is why we can just swap this in order to make S1 equals to S2, and that is completely fine, right? So this is how we will be solving, not just by count but also by storing the mismatched characters. Now we will not be storing more than 2 mismatches, that means more than 4 characters, and therefore the space complexity is going to be order of 1. And the time complexity is order of n because we are parsing the entire string exactly one time. So I hope you have understood this. Let's now look at the code. If you are someone who is looking to prepare for top product based company within a limited time of just 3 months, then we have brought for you both the DSA and the system design live interview training program. The most important feature of this program is you get a filtered and condensed structured curriculum, in-depth discussion of all the topics, and my guarantee of your understanding, one-on-one guidance with me, and live weekend classes. To know more about the training, you can WhatsApp us on this given number. In this code, we are given S1 and S2 as 2 strings. If they both are equal, we will be simply returning true. Otherwise, we are taking the size of S1 and S2 and a count of mismatch called mismatches initialized with 0, and we are storing all the mismatched character into a character array called mismatch, and we are starting to parse with position equals to 0. Now we will parse for all the positions, and whenever there is a mismatch, I will be saving the corresponding characters of both the string into the mismatch array. Okay, so this is done here, and after that I will be increasing the mismatch count. At any point of time, if the mismatch count is greater than 2, then we will be returning false. That means S1 cannot be converted to S2, right? Otherwise, we will go just to the next position and we will keep on iterating. After iterating through all the characters, at the end, if the mismatch size is exactly equals to 4, that means the count of mismatches are 2, right? Then we will be checking the first character with the fourth character and the second character with the third character. That means mismatch at 0 with 3 and 1 with 2. If they are all equal, then one swap can actually make S1 equals to S2, and in that case I will be returning true, and if this condition does not hold true, then I will be returning false. So this is the entire code and I hope you are able to understand. If you still have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.